Hi, and welcome to another digital book talk from Massanutten Regional Library. Today's book talk is for our middle grade readers, and since it's October, I have gone ahead and used books that fall into the horror, scary realm. So if scary's not your thing, this may not be the book talk for you. Today we're going to start with The 13th Cat by Mary Downing Hahn. In this book, we have 12-year-old Zoe, and Zoe is excited to spend her summer with her Aunt Alice in the quaint town of Bexhill. But her aunt's neighbor, Miss Dupree, is far from charming. Zoe is warned by her aunt to stay away from Miss Dupree and her house, which is surrounded by feral cats and plenty of no trespassing signs. But Zoe sees a small, malnourished feline fleeing from the other cats, and she rescues this creature from what seems like a clear case of neglect. Miss Dupree is furious, and she vows revenge for the theft of the cat referred to as 13. When Zoe renames her Nia, she's inspired by the story of a girl who has raised some cats. And then another neighbor, Lila, becomes involved. She becomes Zoe's comrade in paranormal sleuthing. And once they share their spooky interactions with Miss Dupree, they conclude that she must be a witch. And then Miss Dupree's niece comes to town. But it becomes apparent that there's also something strange about her as well. Mysteries and eerie happenings abound in this story, and they all seem to be wrapped up with the cat, 13, or Nia. It's up to the girls to discover the truth, even if that means putting themselves in danger. The 13th Cat by Mary Downing Hahn. Our second book today is Hoodoo by Ronald L. Smith. Hoodoo Hatcher is our main character. Hoodoo is a 12-year-old African-American boy living in Alabama in the 1930s. He got his name because of the heart-shaped birthmark under his eye, believed to be the mark of his family's talent at folk magic. Unfortunately, Hoodoo's incapable of casting a spell. However, that does not stop him from being drawn into the supernatural world of talking crows, traveling souls, and the stranger who comes to town looking specifically for hoodoo. With the appearance of the stranger, fearful things begin to happen. Swarms of flies, screams in the distance, the corpses in the graveyard dug up with all their hands chopped off. And then the stranger says, "I saw your daddy, boy. He owes me a debt, and I come to collect." The hand that did the deed. Hoodoo discovers an old folk magic spell book and learns that the demonic visitor is seeking the secret of the hand of glory, the left hand of a man hanged for murder, with which an evil magician can call and control the dead. And when Mama Frances, Hoodoo's grandma, at last tells Hoodoo the tale of his father's terrible death, the boy realizes that it is his father's hand that this stranger wants. Worse yet, the old curse is reaching out to Hoodoo himself as he notices that his own left hand is growing unaccountably strong. And for the first time, he experiences the tempting thrill of occult power. And he knows the stranger wants his soul as well as his father's. But can Hoodoo find the strength and the courage to defy the devil himself? 'You'll have to read the book to find out. Our third book today is Scary Stories for Young Foxes by McKay Heidicker. And if you like this one, I will tell you that there's another one coming out as well, Stories for Young Foxes City. This is a collection of 6 connected stories that follows a group of fox kits, fox babies, as they fight to survive in an unforgiving wilderness. First, we have 7 fox kits on the prowl for a scary bedtime story. Sounds cute. The siblings venture into Antler Wood to find Bog Cavern, a place that their mother has cautioned them about, where an old storyteller lives who will tell them a story so frightening it will put the white in your tail. And this is no exaggeration. The storyteller doles out 2 tales of 2 kits, Mia and Yuli, who endure different horrors from injuries to hunters' traps to rabid animals, and eventually bringing their narratives together. As each tale grows progressively darker, the kits must question their fearlessness and consider returning to the safety of their mother's side. They ratchet up the tension in the story with poisonous snakes and a rabies-like affliction called the yellow, an abusive fox father, and the use of the author Beatrix Potter moonlighting as a taxidermist. So, there's some horror there for both the kits and for us. As the tensions and the dangers build, the siblings' numbers dwindle as they do slip away to the comfort of their den and their mother's side. Kids who are able to brave the harrowing adventures of Mia and Yuli are in for a chilling roller coaster of a read with this book. Our last book today is The Night Gardener by Jonathan Auxier. In this book, we have 2 orphaned Irish immigrants coming to England, 14-year-old Molly and her brother Kip. They make their way to the Windsor house in search of employment. This is a great house. It's distinctively creepy in an isolated country manner. There's a huge tree growing into the house, but that tree is casting a spell over the inhabitants of the house, among some other mysterious going-ons. Despite her young age and the warnings of local storytellers, Molly uses the power of her own wards to secure the work there at the house, and then soon realizes all of the things that aren't right with this house. Seeing the people who live there, Constance, Bertrand, Penny, and Alistair, struggle with personal demons, strange footprints that appear at night. And upon entering the forbidden room at the top of the stairs, Molly finds a knothole in the tree that's growing into the house. And that knothole, well, it produces whatever you wish for: money, jewels, sweets, but there's a price, and the price is a piece of your soul. A malevolent spirit, the night gardener, haunts the estate, dooming its inhabitants with foul dreams. Molly and Kip must face their own dark secrets to release the gardener's hold and end his evil enchantments on this family and this house. Read The Night Gardener to find out what some of those enchantments are and what some of the secrets are that have to be released. Thank you for joining us for our digital book talk from Massanutten Regional Library. I've talked about 4 books today from the scary horror section realm of the library. I get it if these aren't your thing, and if they're not, that's okay. Pick something to read that you enjoy, and I wish you happy reading.